this, and he concludes to this for this church, he that hath an ear, let him hear. You know, that's an imperative that let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches. He that overcomes shall not be hurt by the second death. And so here we're introduced first in this book to the second death. And that's something to make a note of. We're going to get to that, but we want to be part of the first death, not the second death. The second death is the lake of fire. The second death is mentioned towards the end of this book of Revelation, or the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's the second death. The ones who are raised and they appear before the great white throne judgment, that's the second death. You know, and y'all stay with me. In verse 12, and to the angel, here we go, of the church in Pergamos write, these things said he which hath the sharp sword with two edges. I know that works. See, that's amazing. All these churches, he know their works. You know, that old saying, the old adage, what happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas, not with the Lord. The Lord said he know your works. You know, you can fake and funk, child of God, in front of people. You could think you're so pious and behave as if you're so religious. The Lord knows. He said, I know your works. And so here it is. He writes to this church of Pergamos, these things says he that had the sharp sword with the two edges. Woo. You know, he got two edges now. Now, you know, one edge is sufficient, but you got two edges? You know, in other words, if he was to hit you with the sword, it'll cut you going in and it's gonna cut you coming out. Two-edged sword. And then he says, I know thy works in verse 13, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name and hast not denied my faith. So he commends this church here. And remember I said that there's commendations for each of these churches. He commends these churches, and we read about the commendation to Ephesus and to the church of Ephesus and the church of Smyrna, and now we read about the commendation to Pergamos. We read about the rebuke to Ephesus, but there was no rebuke for Smyrna. Remember I said before, out of the 7 churches, 2 of them did not receive rebuke. It was the church of Smyrna and the church of Philadelphia. But now we're in the church of Pergamos. Y'all stay with me. And in verse 13, I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. You know, God is sovereign. You know, Satan has some power, but he's not all powerful. Even Satan has seemed to have to give a report to the Lord on what he's doing. And the Lord is watching, right? I know that works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. And when Satan's seat is, it doesn't literally have to be Satan, but these could be Satan worshipers. You know, when you say that Jesus Christ is just a prophet and just a good man, and you fall short, that he's the Son of God, that he's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and end, that's Satan's seat. When you say as a Jehovah's Witness that Jesus is the Archangel Michael, that is Satan's seat. When you say as a Mormon that Jesus and Lucifer are brothers, and the Father came down and physically had sex, and he chose Jesus' plan over Lucifer, that is Satan's seat. When you say that Muhammad is greater than Jesus, and somebody called Mahdi is going to come back, and he's going to be greater than Jesus, that is Satan's seat. When you say there is no God, that is Satan's seat. And so here it is. Now he talk about Pergamos, and he said, writes, I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat. See, church, I know this Bible stuff, but I got to preach a little bit. See, we are in the midst of a dying world. So it ought not to be strange that people have mixed views or crazy views or blasphemous views of Jesus Christ. But we got to hold to the truth. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit hath said. Now, I know thy works, where, verse 13, thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith. So even in the midst of that, they kept the faith. Even in the midst of all that blasphemous stuff I just mentioned, with the Jehovah's Witness, with the Mormons, with the Muslims, and even the so-called black Hebrew Israelite. If you ain't careful with those guys, that's where Satan's seat is at. But here we have the truth, and we have to hold on to our faith. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.